we're just gonna get right into it. Have they found that next gear that we saw last year that maybe we've been questioning, or what do you make of this last 10-game stretch?
Um, that whatever swagger they lost in the middle, uh, they're on the way to finding it back. I do think there's another gear that they can reach, and that's wild to say, but when you've reached the championship level, there's always different gears that you can reach. And it starts on the defensive end, right? I think that we were worried about offense and could they score? Well, we know they could score, but defensively they're starting to shut you down for possessions at a time, and that's been the best thing to watch. They've been able to find guys pockets of rest, so whether that be Holiday, Jaylen Brown at times, Porzingis, Big Al, and they've been able to really now find some continuity. And that's what the addition of Torrey Craig was about too. Was just helping to find those guys some rest at the regular season, uh, you know, begins to end. So yeah, they've been killing it. I think that there's a lot more to come. I just think that there's not too many scenarios that they haven't seen. So as fans, we may panic and say it's their constant concern, but those good team in the locker room say, hey, we've been here before. We've played the most basketball of anyone in the last few years. We could walk into your arena and beat you. And it also can be hard to beat us at home, even though they haven't done it as well this season. But yeah, they're on a tear, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Toronto. Now, this shouldn't have been a big game, but I think the last time they were up in Toronto, there was all that talk about players being out late at night. They didn't really show up for the game, and they lost. This time, shorthanded. They beat the Raptors by 10, and it's Horford out, Porzingis out, Holiday out. But just talk about like the contributions from Pritchard. I mean, if he has not solidified himself as sixth man of the year, I don't know what it's going to take. Because he put 20 points up off the bench, and I mean 4 of 13 from three, but he's a problem. I mean, he is a real problem for opposing teams to handle. So, what did you make of the shorthanded effort?
I mean, I think, but that's what they've been, right? That's what they've been. Like I think even when we were on their heads, when we initially started the show a few years back, they always were better shorthanded, or so it seemed, right? I think the focus was there, and they took team serious. But I love that because it lets other guys get opportunities that they don't normally get, and you never know when your name is going to get called, not only for the regular season but in the playoffs. So I love that those moments have been created. Sometimes it's infuriating because you're like, oh my God, you're letting 5 bench guys out there get torched by 20, but it's not about that particular game. It's about, hey, we may need you to make a few energy plays. Think about Nate Robinson in 2010, right? Nate Robinson didn't play much here, when he got here, but Doc Rivers was saying, hey, Nate Robinson don't win us a playoff series. And that was one of the few times that Doc Rivers was extremely right, because he did. That Orlando series in 2010, conference finals, Nate Robinson scores like I think 10 and 11 in the second quarter of one of those games, and it turned the series around. So you may never know. Torrey Craig may have that moment. Xavier Tillman, who's been on the sideline, he may have another moment in this year's playoffs. So all this time that was valuable. It's not garbage time. It's experimenting to say, okay, can I put you in this predicament, and can you succeed if we put you there?
100%. I just think, when you have a night where the rest of the bench accounted for, I think, what was it, 12 points, and Pritchard comes off, plays 35 minutes, scores 20, and a lot of those, I mean, he was hitting buckets that they don't get the credit they deserve anymore because we're just so used to seeing it. But I mean, it also leads me to the next question. Would Pritchard be a starter on a good team, or would it have to take a really bad team for him to be a starter?
There's a few teams I think he could be a starter on, but I think just how the NBA is so guard heavy, there's only a few. Like he would start. He might start in Portland. Him and Anthony Simons. There's an outside chance that he would start next to LaMelo in Charlotte. I think there's a good chance that he would start in Miami too, right? Because he's as good as any guard they have there. He's better than Terry Rozier right now, anyways. So yeah, there's a few teams that I think that he could definitely start on. But sometimes you're best suited to be that higher gun. You think about Vinny Johnson, who around going to play in Detroit tonight, but Vinny Johnson back in the day was the microwave. You think about guys like Robert Ory, who could have started on multiple teams, but came off the bench and was one of the best playoff performers of all time. So just learning to be a star in your role has done wonders for Peyton Pritchard. And he's come a long way from requesting a trade. So I'm proud of him for continuing to stay in the gym and stay ready. And he's should be the runaway favorite for 6 Man of the Year. So I hope that he keeps the trajectory going because he's on one right now, and that brother is special.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I'm glad that whatever happened when you requested his trade, I'm glad that was put to an end. I'm glad he's still here because I think obviously this team looks a lot different without him. And not for nothing, is it me or is his defense getting better and better as the years go on? He's not going to be an elite, but he's serviceable.
Yeah, his so it's
his
just
rebounding.
Like,
his rebounding is the thing that sticks out to me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, well, his offensive rebounding has been there from day one. Like,
yeah,
I remember his rookie year where they was in Miami and he got the game winner off of offensive rebound down in Miami. So that's where he's been able to make an impact from day one. You can't make the leap he's made unless you have a confidence in your game, right? So, Brad kind of played him a little bit spotty. Ime played him a little bit spotty until that 2022 run. Well, I mean, that's only season Ime was here, but like he started to catch a rhythm during the playoffs against Milwaukee, and that kind of went on from there. And then Joe, who was there every day, saw what he could be and what he's been in practice. So, Joe said, okay, you've done this, you've been this guy. Now it's time to take it up another level. And that's exactly what he's done. So, and like I said, like any competitor, you want to play. So that's where that came from. That's why Terry Rozier was mad a few years ago. That's why, Marcus Smart had his moments when he was off the bench behind Kyrie. Like, as a competitor, when you make runs, when you know that you can help the team, it's hard to just sit there and wait. So, yeah, but like I said, his leap to become what he's become has made this team more elite than what we expected. So I'm thankful for that.
So the next 3 games, obviously this one included, is a pretty good gauntlet, a good test for this team. You got Detroit tonight, you got Cleveland and Denver. So what do you expect from the C's out of these 3? Is it possible that we actually clean sweep them, or where do you think the L comes?
I think so. You said it's Cleveland, Denver. Who's the other opponent?
So it's Detroit tonight, Cleveland.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know if the second half has already started, but I do think they find a way to win right here now in Detroit. I think they do beat Cleveland on Friday, and then they'll lose to Denver on Sunday. Denver's playing really well right now, and is going under the radar because we're sick of Jokic. He should be the MVP again. He should be. Once again, if you're looking at the stats, if you're looking at just what he's doing on a nightly basis, he had 20 assists the other night. 20 assists from the center position. 20. Not 5, not 10. 20. 20 assists from the 5 position. So the dude is next level. I've been on the bandwagon for a while because I just felt like he is someone that just controls the game all over. No, he's not an elite defender, but he just controls the game. So I do have Denver coming in here winning